Hi, this is State Representative Josh Bashline bringing you another episode of Have You Heard About the 63rd? As we continue our fire departments and EMS, I'm down here in Hawthorn as we tour this great volunteer fire department and learn a bit about what they do and what issues they might have for the state and how we can help them out. Hey, thank you very much for having me here today. You guys just got back from a call, so I mean, it's not just some kind of stage interview here. You guys got back from doing what you do. Let's start off. Tell me about the department, when you guys are founded, how many members you have, just anything you want people at home to know.
So we were founded in '57. This is not the original building. They've added on over the years, and it's grown since I can remember. I mean, my grandfather was part of the building this, and I've been here since the day I was born. We have about 50 on the roster, 20 active. We're in the process now of upgrading our fleet, which is our newest truck right there, is our brush rescue. Hopefully we have a new tanker coming. We should know next month if we got that grant. And then we'll start into the stages of replacing our main piece, which is our engine. When we bought that in '94, we paid $125,000 for it, $175,000. To replace that truck now, the exact same thing's over $1 million.
Yep. So speaking about finances, things are really expensive. You just mentioned how much that truck is. What, besides money either from the state or raising it, what are the kind of things you do, especially in the community, to help raise that money?
So, I mean, we just do our normal fundraisers. We have our bingos, try to reach out in the community as much as we can. As many grants as we can get, which really we only do the state and the federal grant, but the federal grant you can only get so often. But we do get the state grant every year. Right now we're using it for debt reduction, which kind of hinders because we use that state grant to replace our equipment, keep our gear up to date, because you're only allowed so many years for your gear. I think it's 10 years and you have to replace it. Well, we're falling behind now because we have to, pay for the new truck.
Right. Transition from that funding, the most important question I always ask is what can be done in Harrisburg at the state level? When I go down there, what can I advocate for you and your department and your members here? Anything we can do, or even get out of the way. Is there anything we're hindering? Anything at all?
The biggest thing that I see, I mean, it's not 1990 anymore. Husband and wife are working, things are expensive. Nobody has that extra money to get out and do anything. So these nonprofits, we're suffering. I mean, we're the ones taking the hit at the end of the day because people are going to save up their money to go camping for a weekend versus coming to a bingo. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's an overall thing. I mean, we see it and it's hurting.
Yeah, I must say, and I mentioned this before, our local firefighters are not just doing that. You guys are professional fundraisers, mm-hmm. and it's not like you guys are swimming in money. You have to, as many hours as you're in the truck, you're back in the kitchen or calling bingo.
Right.
Is there anything else, at the state level, things that can be changed, whether it be training, funding, anything at all?
So I do have a problem with the training program. First off is lack mm-hmm. of instructors. We have to have certain trainings to be able to do certain jobs, and it's hard to bring somebody in new and get them on a truck to do the job when we can't get the training because we don't have instructors. My biggest complaint is the essential firefighting program. You got to pay all this money for the essentials program, and then they want you to go take your firefighter one. Firefighter one is the same thing as the essentials program. And I had an instructor from Butler tell me one time, they'll never get rid of it. They need to make that money. Mm-hmm. You need to get rid of that and just go straight to firefighter one because, I work till 5 o'clock. I got a family, I got a farm. How am I supposed to work till 5, drive somewhere and be there by 6 o'clock, take a class to 10 o'clock at night and, do that all week? When I took the essentials class, it was 88 hours. It's 270 some now. Nobody has the time to do it.
Right.
I think the requirements are necessary. I mean, mm-hmm. what we do, I mean, it's dangerous. We all know that. But I mean, it's a lot of classroom. The first part of the essentials is learning about Benjamin Franklin. I'm sorry, but that doesn't help me put a fire out. You know what I mean? We need to get in there, get that training and get them out. And the live burns anymore, when these guys come out of class, they don't have a clue. They have no idea what it's like to be in a real burning building. We used to be able to go out and do that. Have real burns, an abandoned house we can burn down and train in and get that good training. We can't get it no more.
Yeah.
And it stings.
And I know too, I know some things that have been passed around the state have to try to help recruitment, mm-hmm. whether it be, tax breaks, easing the way we do the testing at the end of mm-hmm. the fire programs. Have you seen any of that like positive ideas, or you think they could maybe do more?
I don't even know how you'd start that. I mean, the tax thing, I mean, to be a member, an active member here, I have a list of requirements. I mean, you have to be trained top notch and keep up with it. I mean, and how many people are going to do that once they find out, you know, they got to be here every Thursday night to train? It's not going to happen. Nobody works a normal job anymore. Well, a few of us do. But I mean, you leave at what, 3 o'clock in the morning? Sometimes they're going to have 8 o'clock at night. I mean, it's tough.
Right. Perfect. Well, thank you for the insight on, like, you know, what maybe a couple things we could do, change, make it better. I think for too long we've talked about this too much,
right?
And we need to be more active in our approach. Switch it on a more positive note. You know, you're here in your community. Everyone knows you guys. They come to the events. What would be something you like to tell them, whether it be about volunteering, you know, maybe thanking them, just, you know, what would you have for the people at home, a message for them?
Well, first and foremost, a huge thank you to the supporters. I mean, our supporters they helped us buy this new truck. I mean, you have the state grants helping us pay that down, but you can ask him. I mean, when I said we were buying a new truck, he said, there ain't no way you're going to do it. But, you know, with our bingos, and our bingos are huge. I mean, I don't know what changed, but we get a huge turnout for that. Our Fireman's Festival, I'd like to see a little more community involvement, but we're getting there. I mean, it was only the second year. And help-wise, I mean, I've seen all kinds of videos. You don't have to put gear on. I mean, we need help fundraising, just helping with training, whatever you want to do. I mean, we'll take whatever help we can get. So our QRS service was founded in '97. It's a quick response service. So anytime there's an ambulance call in our area, or if the ambulance is out, we have EMTs and EMRs that respond first. We get there first, and we start patient care faster. Just like tonight, that motor vehicle accident we had. You know, we had one injury. Patient was taken care of, ambulance pulled in, they threw him in the truck and left. All the work was done. So, I mean, our QRS don't get enough credit because they run most of the calls here, and what they do, I cannot do. So the biggest thing I would like to see at a state level too is on the state grant. I don't think that it's fair that QRSs cannot apply for state funding. When this QRS was founded in '97, you know, Clarion Hospital, and they still do for the most part, was to basically pay for this. We had no expenditure. We're here to help. We all know there's an EMS crisis. It's never going to get fixed until it fails. We see it, you know, we're beating the pavement. We see it all the time, but we don't get no funding for it. And it's 90% of our calls, and we're not just in our area. We're down in the Bethlehem. We're helping distant. One night we were almost in Reimersburg covering for the ambulance services. I will say that we have talked about the grant before for QRS, and I don't want it to hinder the fire grant side. It should be two separate things. You know, we have to meet a certain standard to keep our QRS status, and if you can keep that, I feel that at least $5,000 to $10,000 would be sufficient for the year for the QRS.
My name's Ken Burkett. I'm the treasurer here at the fire department. I'm retired. I'm not an active fireman, but I do have an extensive history. I was an EMS paramedic for 20 years and also managed a hospital-based EMS system. And what Bruce said about the QRS service is exactly right. You know, we're not the only organization that provides that. And it is the primary medical care. With the EMS system currently, we've been on scene 45 minutes or more before an ambulance has got there with the patient care, and that's critical. And that equipment's expensive. Our AEDs, our medical equipment, the vehicle you see behind me is all paid out of our regular normal cash flow. So it's a big drain on the department finances also, and there's absolutely no reimbursement or other scheme of bringing funding in other than just our normal fundraisers.
And again, thank you for having me here. You know, we're going to tour around a little bit, talk a little more. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you for watching this episode of Have You Heard About the 63rd? As we transition from our fire departments and EMS, we're going to give them another thank you for everything they do. And tune in to the next episode as we focus on tourism and recreation, the great things that are available right here where we live.